Hi, I'm Mark Archer. I'm the director and co-producer of the film you're watching. It's called American Real. Starred David Carradine, Mariel Hemingway, Michael Maloney. And this is the director's commentary. And the sequence you're watching right now, this is where James Lee Springer, played by David Carradine, he is a struggling country western singer. He's been struggling for 20 years to make it, and he's finally getting his big break. And Michael Maloney's character is his manager. His character's name is Jason Fields. And so Jason has just negotiated his record contract for him, and James has come down to tell him that he's not going to sign it because it requires him to do music videos, and he's just dug his heels in that he thinks music should be heard and not seen, and he is not going to do music videos. So this scene was shot, the entire film actually was shot in Fort Wayne, Indiana, about 3 hours from Chicago. Now the story takes place in Chicago, but we shot it in Fort Wayne. And we could get away with that because a lot of it was interiors, and what exteriors there were we were able to block them so that they were tight, and this shot is at night. If I hadn't told you, you wouldn't know the difference. You notice in the background there's an elevated railway line. That's actually there in Fort Wayne, but it's not the L, but it is an elevated railway. And so so this was actually the last scene that we shot. It's not the last scene of the film, but this was the final scene that we shot for the entire film, except for the second unit shots. And the funny story about this scene, besides the fact that we were all pretty much delirious by the time we got to this point in the production schedule, Michael Maloney his character is supposed to be, very on the edge, hot record producer slash agent slash attorney, and so we got this the red Porsche for him to have as his picture car, but we wouldn't let him drive it. And this last scene, the last night of production, we finally gave in and let him pull it up into the spot, and I think this is about the third take, and I think the first or second take he pulled in and he crashed it into the curb, and you can't tell the damage that was done to the air dam on the car, but after that he was not allowed to have the motor running, so we just started the shot with them getting out of the car, and the shot of the car pulling around the corner, that was shot a week later up in Chicago, and that's actually Navy Pier that you see behind it when they pull in. So this scene was shot in front of a pawn shop that we redressed to look like a music store. So this is called B&B Loan. It's in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and because it's a pawn shop, they had a lot of musical instruments and records, so it didn't take a whole lot of work to redress this storefront to look like a music store. Michael Maloney was great in this scene. He was so much fun to work with, and we all had a lot of fun with him.